Friday will be a repetition of Monday. Week 6. I chose shuttle runs because it gives a variation to improve the client's agility. It also can be good to improve aerobic capacity. Monday. Before my client begins running, a 15-minute warm-up is to be conducted to decrease the chances of injury during the training. The warm-up will consist of static and dynamic stretches on the legs and the stretches on the arms as they are used as well. These stretches could be hamstring stretch, calf, hip, thigh, groin, shoulder, bicep, tricep. Steady state exercise. Do the exercise without any rest but a low intensity, below 80% of their maximum heart rate. Complete the steady state exercise for a total of 35 minutes. I chose running as the client participates in football, which is a skill needed for this sport. After they complete the running, a cool down is to be completed to reduce the chance of injury in DOMS. An ice bath can also be done, but is an option. It will help aid the process of recovery, but is not needed. Some static and dynamic stretches will be needed to be done. Some of these will be hamstring, calf, hip, thigh, groin, shoulder, bicep, tricep. Tuesday, before my client begins running, a 15-minute warm-up is to be conducted to reduce the chance of injury. The warm-up consists of static and dynamic stretches on the legs, and the stretches on the arms are used as well. These exercises will be hamstring stretch, calf, hip, thigh, groin, shoulder, bicep, tricep, and quadricep. The exercises have been put in place to improve the lower body power. One set will consist of 15 30 centimeters box jumps, 15 standard wall jumps, 15 standard vertical jumps, 1-footed leaps across a distance of 5 meters. This is to be done as many times as possible in the time given, and breaks are to be taken for 45 seconds every 3 sets. After they complete the interval training, a cool down is to be completed to reduce the chance of injury and DOMS. After they complete the training, a cool down is completed to reduce the chance of injury and DOMS. An ice bath can also be done, but it's optional. Some static and dynamic stretches will be needed to be done. Some of these will be hamstring, calf, groin, hip and thigh, shoulder, bicep, tricep, and quadricep. So I just lost my place. Wednesday. Before my client begins shuttle runs, a 15-minute warm-up is to be conducted to decrease the chances of injury during the training. The warm-up will consist of static and dynamic stretches on the legs, as well as the arms. Some of these stretches could be hamstring, calf and quadricep stretch to target the main muscle groups being used. Groin, shoulder, bicep and tricep stretches should also be done. First cone will be placed 5 meters from the starting cone, and the next 3 will be placed 5 meters apart from each other for a total of 20 meters from the beginning to the end cone. The client must run to one cone and back and then to the next one all as hard as they can, and have a 20-second break when all the cones have been ran to. This is to be repeated as many times as possible in the time set. After they complete the shuttle runs, a cool down is to be completed. It will reduce the chance of injury and DOMS. An ice bath is also an option, as it will help aid the process of recovery, but is not needed. Some stretches will need to be done for this cool down. Some of these would be hamstring, calf, hip and thigh, groin, shoulder and bicep. Friday will be a repetition of Monday. This is my alternatives for weight training. This is a weight training from week 1, I believe, as you can see. However, my alternative for a warm-up stretching are neck rotations, hip rotations, adduction and abduction at the arms, arm rotations, open and close the gate, and small hops on the spot. However, for my main session, if there was no access to the weights, the client could have an alternative of just doing body weights. By doing this, it allows the client to get the right technique first, then progress into actual weights when they are available. For a cool down, I've suggested a 3 to 5 minute low intensity jog, then 5 minutes of stretching of the muscles, holding 20 seconds. Some stretches could be calf strokes, lunges, tricep pull, and touch your toes.